Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Fandio Mini Masterpiece presents Wandavision. Once again, I am your gracious host, Alex, here with my co-host. Really? You're gonna do this now? The cold shoulder when I was trying to cold open was bad enough. Fine. And with me is my suddenly speechless co-host, Judson. Thanks, Silent Judd. You must be moving because the mic isn't picking you up. Last week we watched Wandavision, episode 3, now in color. This week we will be reviewing episode 4.
We interrupt this program to bring you breaking news. I am the host now.
What?
Look at me. Look at me. I am the host now.
You can't do this!
I'm pretty sure I just did.
Judson, hosting is an incredibly nuanced thing.
No, it isn't. Watch this. Last time on Wandavision, some stuff happened. Wanda had babies, and Geraldine was voted off the island. You know the drill. This is episode 4. We interrupt this program. 3, 2, 1, play. Now that's how it's done.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There she is, before getting voted off the island. Ooh. And for everybody at home, we are watching the recap for this episode. So if you skipped it already, you now have to roll back the episode and start over.
What a power move, Judson.
Oh, yeah. We're changing things around here under new management.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Part of me is, of course, very upset that you have taken the spotlight off me, but part of me is kind of relieved to be able to relax for a minute.
Yeah. I'm really excited to go and see more Beekeeper. That's what I'm here for, the real bee content.
Yo.
All right.
Give me the sewer bees or give me death.
Give me sewer bees or give me death. Yeah, that's a great band name. Sewer bees or death. Ooh.
God, this imagery is great. This is her getting undusted. This is like when Thanos or the Hulk snapped and brought everyone back. This is one of the first perspectives we'll see of someone getting unsnapped.
That's amazing.
And she's just...
Oh, man, they spent so much on the budget for that. It's also nice to see a full aspect ratio for once.
Yeah, they did a lot of that for this episode. A lot of it goes back to MCU frames, a lot more CGI, and they were able to put a lot of CGI into this episode because outside of the credits, the rest of this has been practical effects that would have been relatively cheap in the modern day.
Wow, this would be really trippy having everybody popping back in. I wonder how they handled people being in the same physical space at the same time.
So it's one of the things that, like, when they did their snap back, it was all the people who would be snapped would be, yeah, they were snapped back to reality. Thank you, Judson. But it would be as close to where they were as safely as possible. So, like, if you were in an airplane, you wouldn't fall out of the sky. You would either arrive in the airplane when it landed, or like in the ground, I guess, below. It's some of the, like, we don't see a lot of it, but like for her, she's in a hospital and she was next to her mother who just had cancer and like got out of cancer treatment, and her mother's gone, and now she finds the doctor. He's like, where's my mom? And the doctor's like, hey, your mom died 3 years ago. And Monica's like, and we know her name is Monica, she's like, that's not what happened. I just know that I was there and I was with her. And she's like, Monica, you disappeared 2 years before your mom died. You've been gone for 5 years. And for Monica, she like literally fell asleep for maybe 10 minutes and she woke up. And like, what a terrible place to wake up, because like a hospital on a good day is chaotic enough. Imagine an ICU where people are blipping back in. Doctors and patients.
Wow. I mean, that's just unbelievable. I bet that, like, there was a bunch of situations where apartments have just turned over. So there's a ton of accidental breaking and entering happening right now.
Oh, well, I mean, but also one of the things that happens, so you're married, your partner gets blipped. In 4 years, you move on. You're remarried because they blipped. You don't know they're coming back. Your partner comes back. What do you do?
Ooh, that is a tough question. I don't know. I feel like you go to therapy.
Yeah. Damn, you right. You so right.
It's kind of the only option. I feel like if something like this happened, there would be a huge like swell for increased therapy services, for like some sort of nationalized system on that. In the same way that we have like PPE to like take care of paychecks and everything. I feel like the government would be out here like, okay, we all got some problems. I got some problems. I'm the president. I got problems. Half of my staff just came back. Like,
man, but like it's so crazy because it was half of all living beings, like half of people in the universe. So it was kind of at random, other than like the few Avengers they decided to stay.
Did you just say half of all living beings, like including humanoids?
That is how I understood it, but I will say this is up for debate because people will go with like, what if half of your gut bacteria disappeared? You'd just have a terrible time.
Right. I was actually more thinking of, could you imagine the ecological harm of dropping 50% of the bugs that used to be in an environment back into that environment after the population had stabilized?
Well, if you say living things, half of living things would be half of plants, which provide oxygen. Imagine if half of the oxygen went away.
Oh, but I mean, half of the oxygen consumers went away. Would that like balance out?
But I will say I didn't see any images of trees being snapped. So no, I wonder if Thanos like did like sentient life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I also didn't see any dogs disappearing. Which another crazy thing to consider is, what if your dog just disappeared and he gets blipped back 5 years later in somebody else's apartment,
house? Oh, and you find out everyone's blipped back? Like, oh my god, that's the first thing I do is like, I find people get blipped back, I'd look for that dog. I'd like go back to that apartment and be like, hey, this sounds crazy, but did a dog just appear in here like 2 days ago?
Oh yeah, like, yeah. We called animal control.
Could we have a happy universe where the other couple adopted them and now they're like just doing a custody battle over this dog?
Oh my god, what if you guys blipped out but your dog stayed? So somebody else has been taking care of your dog this whole time. You had like a puppy. I mean, that's their dog now. Like,
oh my god. Oh, so also, just for context right now, Monica's trying to get her job back. She did get her job back, and they're like, oh, you can't do space missions anymore. You have to go help at this small town. But a lot of that was her walking through an office building, so don't worry about it. You didn't really miss too much.
Makes sense.
Now, so this is where I've got it. I do have a question for you. I've been prepping this question all day, and I know you're the host. I really hope it doesn't step on your toes if I ask you a question, because I've been preparing my answer. Okay, good. So, where do you think the worst place? You were dusted, right? And you're about to be, you're blipped, and you're about to be blipped back. With knowing that, like, anything that puts you in immediate danger gets put off the table. So, like, you don't get blipped back in a cruise ship that would have killed you because you're now in the open ocean. Like, we're talking, I just want something uncomfortable but not dangerous. What's the worst place to get blipped? I've got mine.
Okay. I feel like... Ooh, what's yours? Give me some time here.
Okay. The bathroom, but not your bathroom, a public single stall bathroom. You know what it means? Where you like just walk in and it's a single room? Because think about it. No matter where you were in that bathroom, assuming it is being used when you're dusted back, this is immediately a terrible, uncomfortable situation. Like, you're on the toilet, right? You blink, suddenly you're on someone's lap, or worse, you're on the toilet and suddenly someone apparates on your lap, or like at the mirror. It doesn't matter where it is in this room. You are in the bathroom alone. Now you are not in the bathroom alone. And at least one of you is convinced the other is being haunted. You know what I mean?
I feel like one of the worst options has got to be that you're at a like music festival in the middle of the desert. So there's all this infrastructure that exists before you get blipped out. But when you get blipped back in, there's none of that. There's no event going on in the desert anymore. You are just back in the desert. No Porter John, no nothing. You're just in the middle of nowhere. Luckily, you're in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of people. So maybe like somebody will be able to get help. But if you're out in this like dangerous environment, then I think that's got to be one of the worst. Or like if you're in the Amazon on a trip, or like doing tourism in some sort of way there, where just you're naturally somewhere that is dangerous. Oh, I love this guy. What do I know him from?
Okay, so for several things, but this is my favorite. So that's Agent Wu. He was in 2 of the Ant-Mans. One, he's the officer that checks in on Ant-Man, Scott Lang, when he's on, parole, I think is what they call that.
Right.
Because he was, and so my favorite bit is like he's in this episode now. So the big thing that people start talking about is, oh my god, I can't believe WandaVision got Jim Halpert from The Office. That's no.
Right.
Because
it's that because they gaslight him, put his photo into every photo, and just pretend like he doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's the actor that plays fake Jim. He's been in many other things, but that was my favorite bit because everyone's like, I can't believe they got Jim in WandaVision, and it's him. But then the actual actor that played Jim, John K something, was in the next Doctor
something.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, he was in Doctor Strange. So then they're like, oh man, I can't believe they got Jim from The Office in the MCU twice.
Yeah, didn't he end up? No, not Mr.
He was Mr. Fantastic.
Right.
I'll say he got spaghettied.
Oh, right.
Wanda was there, and she looked at him, and she's like, you know what I could do with a cup of noodles? Slurp.
Oh, man. It's cool watching them explain where all of the stuff that we've been seeing for several episodes is coming from. And, like, this episode does make for a great, just general exposition, drop.
Because this is where they find out, like, that no one outside of Westfield that knew about Westfield can remember. Like, Agent Wu was brought here because he had a witness and witness protection that went missing. And when he called the family, they're like, I have no idea who you're talking about. Like, they had no memory of their own family member. And then they go up and they find this town where they can't see anything in. And they go send the drone in, and the drone disappears.
Dang,
and then Monica goes... Yeah, Monica goes up, and it looks like one of those staticky TV screens. And she touches and it gets slurped. Which I'm going to be honest, I probably would touch the weird warpy thing. Like,
oh, yeah.
Best case scenario, you get WandaVision. Worst case scenario, you get yeeted off the mortal coil in one of the weirdest ways possible. And, like, you're going to go at some time. Might as well make it to a wonky space anomaly.
I feel like I'm going to do the natural escalation of throwing a stick at the energy field first, and then touching it with the stick, then my hand. You know, you do that progressive. Sticks are just so necessary for any sort of, like, energy field.
But this with it, so in this fan, that's Darcy Lewis, who was in the Thor movies, and she's I love her. She's played by Kat Dennings, who is a great actress. I just love her, but I love the character. And so, like, in this episode, also we're getting like we find out that Geraldine's Monica Rambeau, who's connected to Maria Rambeau, who is Captain Marvel's friend. That we find in the Captain Marvel movie. And we've got Darcy from Thor reprising her role. She's not just a scientist now, she's actually a doctor. She's got her PhD in astrophysics. She's, fully degreed now. And, we get Agent Wu. So it's just a lot of fun little cameos that, everyone got a little excited for. And I love it because you're like, hey, I haven't seen her since, I think, Thor 2. I don't think she was even in Thor 3.
I remember her being the funniest part of Thor 2. And, like, these cameos are funny because these are such successful actors in their own right.
Right. And so, like, she's also, like, you can see she's immediately, like, picking up on what's going on because she's, like, not just reading the situation, but reading the people because, she's like, hey, what feedback are you getting from the drones? And they're like, that's classified. And she's like, oh, so you have no idea.
You're just getting nothing. Otherwise, you'd be out here trying to communicate it to me because otherwise, why would you bring me on in the first place?
And that was her other thing. Like, she asks everyone their degrees. And she's like, I'm astrophysics, you're chemical engineering, you're marine biology. We've got, like, a whole panel here. That means they have no idea what this is, or they would bring in a team of qualified singular experts.
Like, very specialized and tied-in fields. Ooh.
And so, like...
What are you getting?
Man.
I love that. It looks like an iPod Nano.
I'd like to think it's built out of an iPod Nano, like it's home tech she built, where she's like, man, I've got Spotify now. I don't need this iPod Nano. And she just repurposes it.
I also so many waves and bumps and all kinds of visual stuff. It is the effective brain rot to any sort of science show. Is all of the boobly blues going on the screen.
Oh man, I love her picking up, like, she's got this really heavy monitor she's picking up, and this guy watching her. She's like, no, it's cool, I got it. Don't offer to help.
Yeah, do you guys think that I can get Subway Surfers on here?
You got any games on that? And she's like, no, unfortunately, I only got sitcoms from the 1960s. I think this one's called WandaVision.
I'm trying to get Pong on here, but we haven't invented it yet.
No, I do love also that she's like, I need an old TV, not one of the, one that's not flat, because the audience might not know if she said like a cathode ray TV, what that would mean, because it's so dated.
Oh god, I love the suits getting changed here, because this is going to be our B guy, right?
Yeah, he's in the sewers, and he's in like his hazmat suit. Like he crosses across the barrier, and like you're watching as his hazmat suit becomes a beekeeper suit. Which, by the way, has now bees. Where'd the bees come from?
That would be really stressful. Just suddenly being surrounded by bees. As somebody who is like deadly allergic to them, that's like one of my worst dreams. I mean, even in a beekeeper outfit, it's like being next to radiant. Like suddenly there's uranium around you, even though you're in a like lead line suit.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, for me, it's a closed, like, tunnel. You know what I mean? Like, you would just be in this small space. And he makes it through. He didn't turn around. So that man is a trooper.
That's true. That is true. He just fighting his way through. Nor rain, nor shine, nor even bees will stop me from delivering.
So he's crawling through, like, he gets through the barrier. And he's like, man, I can't believe this. Boo. And he goes, no, but there's just static on his radio. And he's like, wow, I can't believe they just cut the line because of that.
No, we're still here. Oh, man. Okay, so we're back in episode 1.
And see, this is where I love it also, because everything in this scene is like blue. That isn't even the screens that aren't WandaVision, which is black and white, except for Darcy's lipstick, which is bright red and makes her like mouth as she's speaking the center of every frame of your eye. And I love that because for me, it's, she's like, it's the same red coloring that like you get at Dottie's hand when she cut herself, or the helicopter. And it's like, for me, that means like Darcy is the lips from which truth is spoken as she's explaining everything she's figuring out while everyone else is confused. And I think that's neat because like the other character we associate with Red in this series is Wanda, who's, in the fake reality right now.
Wow. I'm just like kind of caught up in just the visuals of this scene, watching them go through and like talk through their mumbo jumbo.
It's great. And that's where and he's like, oh, wait. So pretty much what you just explained to me is that the universe just created a sitcom starring 2 Avengers. And then the writers are there like, yeah, that's us. We did that. You guys don't even know your characters. Deadpool hasn't come out yet. You're not aware that you're fiction in the MCU yet.
I love the derision, too. Like, why would you do that? Meanwhile, this is easily the best thing Marvel has made.
Oh, I also like, this is my favorite. She shows up and she's like, can I get a cup of coffee? And she like, I think this is the second or third time. She's like, can I please get a cup of coffee? Like, I've done so much work for you guys. Oh, this is the exact scene we see at the end of episode 1. We now know it's Darcy that it zooms out on. So that's really cool because we start really seeing all of this weird stuff that in the earlier episodes, how it was this sword group interfering with them. And I just think that's cool.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. It gives context to everything, kind of buttons things up. And I'm like, and it clears up a lot of the mysteries, which I guess does take some fun away from the theorizers, your Matt Pat types. Oh, that's right. Crazy, getting the mugshot for Eric's mom. Kitty.
Yeah, but this is also cool because this is kind of the show being now what the audience had been doing the last 3 episodes, and they actually set everything up in a very way that you would see it in a podcast, or not podcast, like a YouTube blog about reviewing this episode, where they've got like the full walls and the question board. And I love their questions, like, why is it hexagonal shaped?
I was just thinking about that because I was like, why hexagons was one of my first questions, because they are everywhere.
So I also, why sitcoms? The question I've got, how do you think everyone was cast for their roles?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have no idea.
Well, and like but more importantly then, you are the creator of the WandaVision sitcom in the MCU. Not the creator of WandaVision, the show we're watching, but the show that Darcy is currently watching with Wanda and Vision in it. That WandaVision, not our WandaVision. You're in that WandaVision. What do you want as your neighborhood sitcom trope to be cast as?
Oh, yeah, you've got to be really careful. You don't want the government to think that you have bad writing or anything.
Yeah.
To be fair, Wanda kind of missed her calling. She should give up on the superhero stuff and just be a creative director.
No, she did a really great casting with this, and I do think I want to be like actually where Geraldine was before she was voted off the island, where I'm like not like the gossipy neighbor friend, but I'm just like the you got this girlfriend friend.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Just like the down to earth kind of person. She kind of becomes a relatable fish out of the water in the same way that, like, while Wanda has control of everything, her character within the script of the world that she's made is a fish out of water. So it creates a natural, like, back and forth between them.
Yeah, that's fun. And what I like here is they now get a picture from the Wandavision show of the helicopter. They recognize it as one of their drones that's been changed. And Darcy's got this really fancy setup here where she's going to try to like speak in when there's a communication. And then we get to now see that scene from the second episode where Wanda, the radio's talking, but we now see it and we know that it's Jim Halpert from The Office trying to talk to Wanda because he's trying to get to a different sitcom because, it's just in the final years of The Office and, the character wants another show and The Office spinoff wasn't having him. Like, the actor moved on, but what's the character going to do?
Oh, this is very funny that they're... that she's talking about the pants and everything. She got brought into the world no pants, but Wanda made the decision that she is the only one who gets to wear the pants. It shows that she's in charge of everything.
Wanda wears the pants in this sitcom. Yeah, Wanda wears the pants in this sitcom.
She's the only person that wears pants in this town. You just start looking around, all the dudes are in kilts.
I didn't realize this was set in the Highlands.
That's how I want to see it. She's so scared.
You can see Dottie, we now see scared, and then it just cuts. But we don't see like the Darcy. We don't see the glass breaking that we saw when we were in there with Wanda, and they're just confused because the scene just jumped, and now they can't get back in because like the radio is not left in frame.
Yeah, she's edited out the moments where the fourth wall breaks happen. She's edited them out of existence on the broadcast that she's doing, which is crazy to think about because it kind of requires a distortion of time to some degree because they watched an uninterrupted feed. It's not like the feed went black for the time that she was editing it out. It just jumped forward in time. So, like, while their actions are interacting in real time, the edits are jumping forward in time.
Yeah. And now we're back in the sewers, and actually this is where we see the beekeeper emerge from the television and then come out. And so for me,
it's one of the best images of the entire show is that
belt.
him stepping out as the beekeeper was awesome. I love that. I love when the MCU does like a little bit of horror stuff because hands down, like one of my favorite scenes from all of the MCU is actually from Age of Ultron when Ultron is introduced as the suits. Like it's, I think one of the best moments of horror outside of this show for Marvel as a whole, and then switching from that like terrifying, all-knowing like creature to snarky English robot was so jarring for me watching it the first time.
Right. Uh-oh. So the beekeeper came to join the... Yeah, Wanda declined the improv scene. She said no. And if you look, we don't even get to see now what happens to that guy. This looks like never acknowledged. And part of me wonders if he ever left. You know what I mean? We don't... Because we don't see him coming back out the way Geraldine got ejected and became Monica again. But also they're not referencing that anything happened there. And that almost makes me wonder if whatever happened to him made them forget him, like everyone forgot where Westfield was.
Oh, that's sad.
And that's horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
I also like... Yeah. See, because we can see because like Monica's here now. We're in the 70s and they're like a full episode ahead. We never resolved that. And the way they resolved it, that's my headcanon. But I love here how when they're watching also, she's just got her bag of chips and she's like offering him chips. And they're like crying as this birth's happening because they're so invested in this episode. And like, can you blame them?
No.
I would watch the WandaVision sitcom without this part of the show. If they just hit me with, hey, we want to do some dated sitcoms about some Marvel characters from different periods, would you watch that? And I said yes.
That'd be a good what if scenario. Although, once again, we are being listened to watching people watch something. The layers are insane. Oh, she just got disappeared.
Yeah. And that's where we watch them now. You guys are listening to us watch Darcy, watch Monica get edited out of the scene in live time. And they have no idea where she goes. And we see inside the house that she just vanishes. And they're like, what's going on?
Just like the B-Man vanishes.
Right, and this is where Darcy realizes that someone's editing the broadcast, and this is where the boundary's been breached. And we know from the previous episode that this is Monica leaving. But now what happens is I love this because they go in, they keep that staticky TV effect, but now they're in the WandaVision show, but they're now giving WandaVision show the MCU framing, and this is not Wanda the sitcom Wanda, this is Wanda the Sokovian witch Wanda. And her accent's gone, her body language is back to the MCU's language, and she's got her magic.
Oh. I love the way that she holds her magic. There must be so much time that she spends on just making her hands look cool for magic.
Yeah, it's from ballet. Like, she did a lot of dance and ballet training because she wanted her powers to not be like a martial arts style, but a dance style. And she has a dance background for a bit. It's what kind of the actress did in between not being a child actor and then getting into acting later. Because, with what everyone did with Mary Kate, and it was just how the public treated her, Elizabeth didn't want to be an actress young and then got in later. And I can't blame her.
So this is so interesting to me, the way that she decides to handle this problem, because with the beekeeper, he is just deleted, functionally erased, whereas she's launching Geraldine out. I think it's because she has the personal relationship with her to some degree, and like, whereas he was just a threat ruining her moment, like, I think she viewed Geraldine as more of a person.
And more importantly, I think even though she doesn't trust Geraldine fully, part of that is because she's connected with Vision and I think can hear what Agnes is saying to Vision. But I think part of it's also Geraldine still delivered the babies for her. So there's still that part of her who knows and this woman still helped serving.
Her. Yeah. Even on the ground, her face card never declines.
God, that eyeshadow is gorgeous. Oh, but also, so you notice how like it's focused on her and Vision looks a little funky? That is Vision from the Infinity War movie where she rips the stone out of his head and kills him. And now she sees him as dead for a minute. And so this is also the first time we see from Wanda's perspective Vision as she knows he was before this show.
Yeah, I mean, her focus was taken away. I think her magic was being used elsewhere, so she wasn't able to fully keep the illusion together. And so she has to see that she's still puppeting his corpse.
Yeah. And this is where, God, this end line, I have everything under control. And then it just goes, and it's them looking at Monica, and she's like, Monica, are you okay? And she opens her eyes and just goes, it's Wanda. It's all Wanda. And then we're just back to
the
Wanda.
Smash cut to the baby is crazy. Oh my goodness.
And I love so what should we watch together? What do you think they watch in WandaVision? Do you think it's just reruns of WandaVision from the previous decades? So like if you're in the 1960s WandaVision, you watch the 1950s WandaVision episodes, because this one also kind of implies that there are more than just the ones we see, that decade has a couple other episodes that aren't as narratively important, because Darcy makes that joke about she washes dishes like once an episode, barf.
Well, as the host, I'm going to have to cut you off there, because I need to remind the crew New episodes are released on a weekly basis on Friday, so make sure that you follow, subscribe, and all the good stuff so you don't miss any of the episodes for your favorite mini masterpieces. If you have a short series that you think we should do, drop us a message on the Fandio Facebook page or comment on the featured post on our official Fandio Facebook group. All shows and episodes will be available to stream on Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Music. Also, that means you have to say bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.